pals, and there's also therapy too.
Well, now I'm at the snake hole if you are.
Yes, and I love Jean Ralphio and Donna. Like,
Me too. He's so scared of her.
He's so scared of her. It's great.
Talk.
I want Donna energy because she goes up and she offers the shot to April, and then she just shots both of them. And I'm like, I want this energy.
And that is a character like thing that comes back. It's a reoccurrence because she does this when they're at the singles night and she's teaching Anne how to flirt, and she orders 2 shots, and Anne's like, oh, I don't need that. And Donna's like, it's for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love that. And then I love this. Leslie and Anne are talking, and they're talking about how shitty their week is. And side note, this will be us in Vegas.
Do you know what I have written?
That this will be us in Vegas?
No joke. Right after they look at each other and say, want to get super drunk? That's what I have it written next to.
I have that line too.
I'm so excited.
That is hilarious.
That's
I love
great.
it. Especially at the club. Like, come on.
I know,
get
man.
Super drunk?
Yeah.
Oh my God, love
we
it.
got to drink before the club because I'll tell you right now, those drinks are like $20 in the club. So let's drink before the club.
100%. We're going to pregame for sure.
Yeah.
Our friend April Eden comes back. I love this.
It's so
Trish.
small too. Like you have to be a good Parks and Rec. I feel like you can't watch the show once and figure that out. Like you have to have watched it several times to know that that's Trish.
Right. 100%. Yeah. And so Tom's surrounded by all these people and says, I'm serious though. Are you into me? And I love her performance here.
Both
when
of
Trish
them.
says, what?
Yeah. They're both of them do a great job of that.
Yeah.
Like he's so vulnerable in that moment and she's so like, oh, I don't know what to do.
It's so funny. I emailed her, by the way, and I'm going to tell you some things about her email. She was so wonderful, and she's so nice to have emailed us back, and she gave us a lot of details because I asked her about the dress, where it was, like where it was filmed, and I was like, I think it's so funny the things that wardrobe put you in because it's just like so funny and tight. But anyway.
And not her in real life.
Exactly. So not her. She was like, I do remember that shoot and the dress. I mostly remember it being very ... tight. LOL. I was thinking that was the tightest dress I had ever worn at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. Oh my gosh.
I know. That's when they started filming. So she said the snake hole was filmed at a local bar or lounge near the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is interesting because I don't know which one, but there are a ton. She said she remembers the sidewalk being barred off and all the drivers rubbernecking to see what was being filmed inside. And everyone had to work out of trailers and the actors had to be escorted through tourists if you went in or out through the front.
Wow.
And she said, I remember just wanting to stay on set and watch when it wasn't my scene since it was much more fascinating than to be stuck in the trailer. And they let me sit in a chair and watch most of the day. When it came for time for my scene, I remember they had me respond to Tom a few different ways and gave me permission to just say whatever comes into your head. And so that's great. She said there was a lot of freedom to improvise for both of the episodes, actually. So both Beauty Pageant and this one, which I think that's great.
Yeah.
It's so cute, though. Because she also added in this little tidbit that I'm going to share with you that she said that she had an idea in her head for like a future episode where Trish and Leslie like give each other makeovers and they have like a little mile in her shoes episode where they each learn about like what each other's struggles are.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm sure Trish could have learned a lot under Leslie's guidance. She's like, I never found a good opportunity to pitch the idea, but I still think that would have been a fun episode. I do too.
Oh, me too. I love it.
I would have loved to see that. And I'm sure Leslie like would learn a lot about what it's like about pressures of like trying to be hot all the time. You know what I mean? And the pressures that society puts on you. So it could get deep. It could get there. So I'm going to imagine that happened. And then remember how we were talking about, if you guys have not listened to this episode, by the way, we interviewed April Eden, a.k.a. Trish, and we talked about, which, first of all, go listen. But secondly, she's amazing, and we talked about how she was trying to be in the NASA ambassador program. And I asked her about it, and she said she got it. She's an official solar system ambassador now.
That's awesome.
So round of applause.
Congratulations.
Yes,
That's
congratulations. So cool. It's so exciting. She said she has like virtual training sessions where she now shares the missions that NASA's doing with the public. And then she also works at the Griffith Observatory still. And then she ended her email by saying, Who would have thought that Trish would end up communicating NASA information through the actual Department of Recreation and Parks? I guess there was hope for everyone.
Yes. Oh, I
so
love
cute.
it so much.
She also said, give my best to Madi and keep sharing the joy.
Yay.
So, yeah, I was just like so happy and smiling so wide when I got that email from her. That was so generous of her to give us those information, those things and those details. So, love that.
Oh.
But yes, so now we are back to Leslie and Ann being drunk, and Leslie's grabbing her face.
Best friends of ever.
Best friends of ever. I love it. You're like, are they going to have like a drunken kissing moment?
I know, for a second there.
And then we've got the next moment is such a sexual tension where Andy comes in, sees April. He's all flirty. He's like, do a twirl. You look amazing. That's the first time we've seen them. My jaw was dropped. I was like, oh, that's the first time we've seen them like really flirt like out loud.
Yeah, it's because he feels like he's gotten the green light.
Yes, 100,000%. And she's like smiling, giving him the vibes. She orders a whiskey neat and she says serious face. And Andy's like laughing, but then he gets serious too because she's serious. And like, you're like, oh, it's on.
Yeah, it's so on. Yeah.
I love also. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm going.
No, just on. Right. Okay, because I was just gonna say right before he moves to get the drink, Jean Ralphio is like dancing by himself in the background.
I saw that. I love that so much.
A really funny detail.
It's so good.
Anyway,
I literally have Jean Ralphio though.
So funny.
But yeah, there's this. This is where I'm starting to see the childishness, right? She's wanting to step up and be an adult, and she's like, "This is it. It's gonna happen." And then she goes, he's talking to Anne, who they haven't been together for God knows how long, but no, it's like she immediately takes the wrong idea without giving him the chance to explain or say what they were talking about, and then just turns everything around.
I know. It's so sad. Because Anne's really kind of flirting with Andy, though. Like, drunkenly. She doesn't mean to, but she is.
Yeah.
Just that classic thing in TV and movies where, like, the audience knows what's happening, but the characters don't. And you just want to scream at April, like, no, he wasn't flirting. I promise. I also looked this up because I feel like I remember hearing this in one of my acting classes or, like, screenwriting classes or something. But this technique where the audience knows something that the characters don't is technically called dramatic irony. So just in case anyone is interested in having some verbiage, Hollywood break moment, knowledge. Dramatic irony. Great camera work here also with like after Anne was saying like being all drunken and like the camera just swings over to April really fast like so sad. Anne's like, well, thank you, girlfriend. And Andy's like being really mature and just saying, yeah, I was a screw up. And by mature, I just mean like he's not even thinking about it. He's maybe not like intentionally being mature, but he's just like saying observationally, like I was, the one that needed to get his shit together. You know what I mean?
Well, and there's absolutely no his dream to get back with Anne is gone.
Yeah,
because he's eyes set on April. Yeah, 10, 15 episodes ago, we would have had him drooling at the chance for Anne to be flirting with him like this. Yeah. And so I think it's just showing us he's done, right? But April's not seeing our side of it.
Well, and especially like Anne's taking off her shirt, saying that she's hot, and he's like helping her, like
he didn't
from
need
a
to
distance. If you don't know, like, and Andy's just like, I guess I'll help you because you look like you're gonna fall over if you don't, like, have somebody hold on to you. But oh god, it was just such a mess. And then so April starts dancing up on Jean Ralphio to like retaliate, and it's just a mess.
It is a mess.
But I do love this Anne talking head thing where she can't get the straw.
Yes, I know. But I also like, how do you feel about this? That she's like, I prepared him for this, and some other girl's gonna reap the rewards. What do you think?
I get it. I especially as you're drunk, as I was watching it, I was like, I can relate to that. I really, because again, this is another conversation we've had where I feel like a lot of men are kind of sometimes trained by the women that they date, and then they move on and they take that with them. And like, I know that women do that too. I do get that. But in my opinion, and people will disagree with me, but in my opinion, I feel like women teach men a lot more. Maybe that's just my experience, though. I don't know. So I get it, but I think that she's just in her drunk feels, and she's just like, why couldn't he be that way with me? And why did somebody else get to do that? You know what I mean? Like, I get it, but even though it's not right.
Yeah, I think her feelings are valid.
What do you feel? Yeah,
I think it's fair to feel that way.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think another girl is reaping the rewards of her work, because that's not how they were together.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the difference. It's the fact that it's April.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he was to get back in a relationship with Anne, I don't know how much he would change from the first time.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to validate Anne's feelings, because where she's coming from is very real. She did put a lot of effort into that relationship, but I also don't want her to think that things would be different now.
Right. That is very true. I agree with that. I do think there are certain things, like, for example, he really only got a job so that he could prove to Anne that he was doing the right thing and, like, being stable and everything. So, like, I do think things are bleeding over into his life, but that's not necessarily like you said, reaping the rewards or anything like that. A little bit of it is like maybe 5%, but mostly it's just like now he's progressing as a human being in general. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you. I get it. I get why she's feeling this way, and I hear her. Yeah, she is seen and heard. Yeah. Oh my god, that's just like an Avatar. I see you. Oh my god, you need to watch that movie again. Anyway. Okay, so now Tom's with another random girl saying to keep the bottle cap. So weird. So weird. Awful technique. Yeah. Couldn't find this gal, by the way, in real life. It was either Ashley Martin or she wasn't credited, but Ashley Martin on IMDb did not have a picture, so I couldn't, and when I Googled that name, I could not find a picture, so I don't know who it was. So, but there is a deleted scene with a girl that I did find where Tom has some kind of like cringy moments, and so I'm gonna play them, and then I'm gonna give you. Actually, I'll give you the guest star breakdown, and then I'll play the deleted scenes. Okay. So this gal's name is Anastasia Ganias, and she's Greek. So Ganias, maybe. Sure. I'm sorry. Anastasia, I'm going to say, is how you pronounce her name, because I think that's really cute. And that's probably the phonetically correct way to say it. So anyway, she played this character that you're about to hear, and she has been in a bunch of things. She's been in Desperate Housewives, True Blood, Dexter, was also in an episode of Party Down, which is obviously the show that Adam Scott was just in that we talked about. And she has an amazing olive oil company, and it's called Fancy Peasant, which I love that name, Fancy Peasant. Cool. Very medieval timey, like Ren Fair type situation. I will link the website in our bio so you guys can get some olive oil, but it is wonderful. Like I said, she's Greek American, and she talks so passionately about the Greek olive trees that source her olive oil on her website. And I think it's wonderful. Her Instagram's really cool. She has a bunch of like scenes, or not scenes, well, technically scenes, but she has a bunch of like cooking videos, the cooking videos that you see on TikTok of like, do these ingredients and these ingredients. So I will link her in the show notes and on our Instagram when we post for this show, because it's a great follow. She's a great follow. So let me go ahead and now play you those scenes. Here's the first one.
Hey, wait, excuse me. I'll bet you a kiss I can guess what color your bra is.
Okay.
Black.
Not wearing one.
Damn. But that's awesome. Double or nothing. Your eyes are blue.
They're brown.
It's dark in here. Fine. Pants, gray.
I'm wearing blue jeans.
Will you just kiss me? How about that?
Hi.
Your skin is white.
Oh my gosh.
Dumb.
Reaching.
Oh my god, reaching. Also, like, she's literally wearing blue jeans, and he can't guess anything. I also love her performance in this. Like, I'll have to send you the scene, or if you guys find it on YouTube or something. Like, she's so good. She's very, like, sexy and smart almost, where she's just like, okay, I'm game for whatever, but you are not guessing anything. So I don't understand. Like, wow. What's your game here? Anyway, so that's the first one. Here's the second one.
Excuse me, I can't find my little sister. She's 8 years old. I've been taking care of her ever since our parents died. It's really tough, but rewarding.
You brought your 8-year-old sister to a nightclub.
I think you missed the point of why I told you that. It's a triumphant yet harrowing story.
I have to go.
Well, if you see little Sophie running around, come find me.
Oh, buddy.
My God. And now we have to play Sleazy Tom.
Yes.
Because wow. But anyway, so that's Anastasia. I thought those were so fun. And also I think that those were probably alts. Like they probably were only going to air one. And then then they decided to cut both of them. But I just want to give her a shout out because she did respond back via Instagram, and she said she'd be happy to send us some voice messages. So hopefully that comes in. But if not, then I'm just glad that she talked to us at all. So go follow her olive oil company.
It's beautiful.
And now I am at the cringe scene. This is the awkward scene where Andy, Jean Ralphio, and April are hanging out. And I actually wrote in my notes that I was thinking about what you said, Madi, about April kind of proving his point that she might be too young because she isn't talking about it. She's just like trying to make him jealous, not even saying anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
She's letting him think the worst.
Right. Well, and even if see, this is my thing lately that I'm trying to be better about, even if we have to maybe fight or be uncomfortable for a brief second, even if she said, well, I saw you over there with Anne, even if she had gotten that out in there, at least they would have had something to be oh, well, let's fight about this and then we'll get over it once I explain. And even if you aren't forgiving of me in that second because you can't understand it or process it, at least I said something. And Kristen Bell, and this is random, but Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard talk about their relationship all of the time, where they're people always say couple goals and they're so great, but they're we fight not fight, but we disagree frequently. And Kristen Bell always talks about how Dax Shepard was no, but you need to stay in the room and fight with me so that we can talk about this, even if we can't process it real fast. Let's fight and then we'll go to our separate places and think about what we said and come back, which is hard to do.
It is.
And they're not at this point, obviously, but I just wanted April to be oh, well, you were there with Anne, so I'm getting with Jean Ralphio, even if she said that,
Yeah. Yeah, because then he would at least know where to start,
Yeah. Exactly.
So.
And now he has no idea and totally hit the mark. And then it just starts this cycle of, well, now he's going to try to get with Shauna Malloy Tweep. So, which we'll talk about when we get there.
Which, yeah, okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
We'll talk about it when we get there.
So this whole thing, when Andy's standing up and Jean Ralphio's come here. And he's I can hear you.
Yeah.
he keeps it together so well,
he does
actually.
a really good job. Yeah.
He's so hurt. And then Jean Ralphio has this moment where he says he waited outside someone's house for 5 days just to prove how much he wanted to drill her. And it was the wrong house, but she loved the story anyway. We got to third base over the pants. That's not third base, is it? How do you get to third base over the pants?
That's a lot.
I always consider third base as penetration. I don't know.
That's home base, true. Holly.
Is it?
What's home base to you? I thought it was a home run.
I've never heard home run or home base in regards to sex. I've only heard first, second, and third base. So I figured third base was the end. No one says I got to home base.
That's a great question.
So I mean,
you
maybe
hear
I'm missing
you hit
it.
a home run though. People will say that.
Okay, I haven't heard that. Interesting. Okay, I'll put a poll.
Yeah, put a poll. I don't care. Do it.
Oh my God, so funny. All right, so also I need to maybe come up with a sleazy Jean Ralphio sting because it's gross. Drill her, nasty. Shut up. But I get it as far as his sleaziness. And I also love the detail of Andy backing up when he says the word drill. I don't know if that was intentional, but it definitely as soon as Jean Ralphio starts to get way over the line, he's no, I'm gonna exit this now. Side note, Remy Martin is a type of cognac, by the way. That's what Jean Ralphio gets for April.
Cool. It's good to know.
So this talking head of Andy now is so sad. He was I guess I'm just super bad at picking up signals. Now Ralph Macchio is a real douche.
Yes, I love that line. I have that written.
Ugh, so sad. Well, now go ahead.
I also like this, and he's talking to Shauna Malloy Tweep now.
Mm-hmm.
And part of me was you gave up that easily. But part of me is that's healthy. He was I read the wrong line. I read the wrong sign. And I'm I'm going to move on. Like,
yeah. I'm sure 5% of it was like, well, if she's moved on, then I'm going to move on. Like, if she's, then maybe she'll see me with her too. You know what I mean?
The other thing, though, about that part is he doesn't ever look over at April. He's very invested in Shauna Malloy-Tweep.
Interesting.
You know, he's giving her good attention.
Interesting. Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's almost, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I do feel you. Yeah. They're both just in a mess. But now Tom's going around to everyone asking about bottle caps and like, did I give you a bottle cap? And it's so sad because he sees Trish on some other guy. And it's really sad. But at the same time, like, she never said that she was like super into him. But at the same time, she did kind of like accept everything. And she also was saying like, you're so funny. He's so funny. So like, she definitely was giving off a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, misleading. Leslie and Anna are all dancing around, though. I need a lounge like this in my life. Like, I need to find one that's like a lounge and a dance thing at the same time.
Yeah, I think most of them in big cities, it's like you have to pay more money for the lounge part.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that you're right, actually, because, oh my gosh, you're so right. Because they do this there's a place like this at the Christmas party that we go to for the office. And that's true. We always like go in the lounge place because they're like bougie. But like there's dancing in the middle. It's definitely not as, it's like a club where there's like, you're moving around like sardines. Right. And that's just not the vibe. But obviously I'm glad that in this show, they don't have that because it's Pawnee. So I'm just trying to imagine a club in Pawnee.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, all right. So now I'm at Shauna Malloy-Tweep, and she says that she's 25, and he's trying to see, like, to do the math and see if that's a good age. And it's funny because I'm like, can't you just think about the age that you got to for April and then say, oh, she's over that, so we're good? But
yeah, but he says, I'm over that.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's doing the math for himself. Like, oh,
right. I'm over that. That's so funny. I didn't even catch that. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Because he does 25 divided by 2 plus 7. He says, it's somebody tells him it's Mark, 19 and a half. And I'm more than that. That's what he says.
Gotcha. But wait, what is the rule again? It's half your age.
Plus 7.
So it would be, okay, so he needs
12
to do...
12 and a half plus 7 is 19 and a half.
So, but he needs to do his age.
Right,
not
which
25.
would be 21
okay, gotcha.
and a half.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so it's, see, this is why the equation is stupid.
The whole thing up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, Mark passes by. It's so funny because it's so awkward. I love Shauna Malloy-Tweep's like performance here because she's not overly like acting it. You know what I mean? She's not like, oh my God, he's here. Yeah. She just kind of subtly is like making this eye movement moment. It's really interesting. But Andy just keeps forgetting that they slept together, and he just loves bringing it up.
He really does.
Oh my God. Mark's talking head is so sad. It's been a great week. Yeah. So you're with Andy now. All of his dates are with Andy. Yeah. Or have been with Andy.
Poor guy.
Ugh. Now I'm at where she says, wait, did you have anything about Shauna Malloy-Tweep?
No.
Okay. I'm at where Leslie says, Ben the jerk is here. And Anne's like, who are? And Leslie says,
yes,
that
I love
one.
That.
Love that little exchange. And Leslie puts her hand up so he can take it to kiss it, basically. Yeah. And he just awkwardly shakes it. And it's so sad because Ben's trying to smooth things over and Leslie is just like not having it. Like she's so drunk. She's like, just get out of here. She's so
upset. She's like, I just talked to everyone.
Yes.
And they don't want you here.
And nobody wants you here. Side note, that is so mean, so funny, so mean. But that line was written by Harris Whittles. Aww. So pour one out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Love that.
I love it.
And Ben is like, yeah, I do love it too. And then Ben's like, okay, sorry to bother you. And he tried. But
and
it didn't work.
That was so professional.
I love that.
I lost it.
That was so professional. You were so good. Just get out of here, says Leslie. Oh my God, it's so good. And it's such good foreshadowing for our snake hole, like, drunken moment. You're stupid and you're drunk and you're stupid.
I love
but
it.
Now we're back at the office if you are.
Yeah, why is Anne here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I know she wants to, like, figure out who she made out with, but, like, why'd she wake up to ask that? She could have, like, called her or something.
Dude,
but
yeah, she needs to still be in bed. It's obviously her day off. Why are you awake?
Yeah. But it's so weird. Yeah, Anne's waiting for Leslie. They're both super hungover. Anne says she made out with someone, but she has no idea who. And then it's gross because Jerry comes in with that mischievous grin, and we think, like, the audience is led to believe that it might be him, and then it's not. Thank God.
Oh my gosh, though.
That was
the whole minute where she and Leslie think that she did, though. It's so good.
Yes, because he pauses so, like, long, I feel, before saying that it wasn't that, like, before he comes in, like, says what he came in to say.
Yeah.
Well, you were there, or you were still partying really hard by the time I left, which was like 11:30 or something, he says. And I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Too late. Oh, there is a deleted scene here, by the way, where Anne asks Mark if he remembers what she was doing before he left the bar. And he says, when I left, you and Tom were doing shots at the bar. And she has this talking head where she's banging her head against the wall because she's thinking that Tom is the one that she made out with. She's like, no, 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 and knocking her head against the wall, which I'm like, girl, get ready because you and Tom date a little bit.
Yeah.
Which,
prepare yourself.
I don't really get... Right, prepare yourself. But I don't really consider them dating. That was a whole fucking
It didn't
mess.
work.
No, that was dumb.
Tom was living his dream to a point, and Anne was still lost.
Yeah. But anyway, so that got cut, obviously. And then now Ron says, so we're back with Ron and Leslie. Did you have anything else to say, though, before I get there? Okay. She says that she should apologize. Leslie should apologize to Ron for being mean, which is fair.
Agreed.
But also his reasoning is super dumb, and I hate it. She's like, Leslie can't get fired because, or he says Leslie can't get fired because then he'd have to do stuff.
Yeah, dumb. Hate
like,
it.
Ron,
but
I'd like to see you try do stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also she does need to apologize.
I know.
And I love her realization of it. Like, and I might have spit on him. Okay, I'll go apologize.
I know. That's true. I mean, I was wondering, like, why is Ben there? What the fuck? Who invited him? I don't get it.
To the bar?
Yeah. Like, why was he there at April's birthday party?
Maybe, was there not a deleted scene of them being invited?
No.
Okay. Well, this was my thought, is they're technically on a business trip.
Okay.
Right? So they need something to do. I don't know why they're here, but maybe it's the only place open past 8 in Pawnee.
Maybe so.
I don't know. I never saw them there for the birthday party.
Okay.
I always saw them there as that's what they were, just hanging out, and they ran into everybody.
Okay. Yeah. I can't accept it. It's like in my head for some reason. I'm just like, why are you there? It's so weird.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. I don't want to believe it.
Yeah. Fair.
But also you can't make sense of everything. So moving on. Yeah, I wrote that too about, like, all I did was express myself forcefully, drunkenly, and I spit on him a little bit. Okay, I'll go apologize. And then we get to see the office that we come to know and love of Chris Traeger, where he's taking all these supplements, and this is where we first learned that he's a super health nut.
This is so fucking Chris. It's not even funny.
I know! First episode, right out the gate.
Yep.
Taking all these vitamins and juice. I take care of my body above all else.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. It's so funny. So, a side note, you know that line where he says, I believe the first human being, or scientists believe that the first human being to live to 150 years has already been born. I believe I am that human being. So that line was inspired by Mike Schur's wife, JJ Philbin, from JJ's Diner. Side note, for those of you who are just now joining us or can't remember that, JJ's is named after JJ Philbin. And she recently read an article, like, prior to the episode, like, she was reading an article about the scientific prediction of that 150-year human, and I just thought it was really interesting that she told Mike Schur, and then he was like, I'm gonna put that in the show.
Yeah.
So
done and done.
He does ocean sounds while he does chin-ups. Not my choice
How?
of music for pump-up music, but you gotta do what you gotta do to
that
get through
doesn't
it.
drive me to do anything.
I know. Isn't that more relaxing music?
Yeah, that's like let's meditate type music. I don't understand.
Right. I also love that during this whole entire scene he's doing chin-ups. Like they're like every time you glance back. I'm sure they cut some, but I can see Rob Lowe being able to do all of that.
100%.
So
yeah.
But now she's trying to apologize. Did you have anything before that though?
No, I just have comments about it.
Okay, go ahead.
I think both of them handle this wrong. Well, I'll correct myself. She's trying to apologize. And she's trying to tell him why she acted the way she did.
Yeah.
And he cuts her off and says, I didn't do this, right? He's very defensive. Mm-hmm. And listen, Ben, save it for when she's not pissed off.
Yes.
Like, this could have been held off. You could have just said, I appreciate you being professional and coming, because it's already hard for her to do that shit.
Right.
So she's coming to apologize to you. Leave it. Like,
or maybe save it for when she is pissed off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or
like,
save it.
Right now, she's like calm or trying to be calm, and he's just like so awful.
This was not the time to bring it up. Yeah, this was not the time to bring it up. That's the issue. Yeah. And
right. Or not even mean, because it's not like, I need every meeting to be nice or anything like that, but I just need, it's not efficient and it's not helpful and it doesn't get anything done.
And it would be more appropriate to say this in the master plan meeting. Like.
Yeah. He's just being kind of arrogant.
Yeah.
So, what happened? You were about to sneeze?
Yeah, I thought I was going to sneeze and then I stopped. So I was in the middle of a thought and I can't. Okay, sorry. So
You're good.
My other thought being is the master plan meeting. They're coming back to give this presentation later. Say your piece then in a professional setting. She's trying to apologize. You should take this and say, I appreciate it. And I will back Leslie here.
Yeah.
That she fires back at him and is like, you're being a dick. Because, I love this. You may hold it like a small bird in my hand, but I still think you're an ass.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
Good. You may hold my career in your hand. Yes,
good for you.
And like where she's taking Ron's, because Ron had
his
said
little
that to
analogy.
Her.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I thought that was great. Sorry, go ahead.
So I completely agree with how she handled that, and actually, it makes him see she's not going to be afraid to fight against me and challenge me. And that I think is attractive to him, either romantically or as a friendship. And that's why he wants to.
Or as even a professional. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And that's true. Because in a professional setting, I hate when people are just agree with you. Like, no, I want to have a conversation. If you don't agree with me, cool if you do. But if you don't, let's have a conversation about it.
Right.
Don't just hold that shit in.
Yeah, and I think that's so I'm with you too. I really agree with Leslie here as well, because she tried one way and she did it, and now I love that she's sticking to her guns and she's not making herself smaller for him, right? So I really love that. And then he says we should go get a beer, and so he tries to switch up tactics,
right?
And I thought that was really interesting and probably a good idea, but also a little hair of the dog moment probably. And then I was thinking what bar in Pawnee is open at 10:30 a.m., but that's fine. Whatever. Know. Also, the choking hazard for the multivitamin. Oh my God, I forgot about that. It's massive. Chris wants Ben back just in case Chris chokes, and that's the biggest pill I've ever seen in my life, like a horse pill. It's so funny. And I think it's a play on it, because some multivitamins really are so freaking huge. I actually break mine in half. I'm sure I could swallow it, but it scares me. So
yeah, fair.
So they also make gummy vitamins, which are much better probably for the swallowing purposes, but I don't know. Anyway, so now Anna's at the shoe shine stand trying to figure out who she kissed. And did you notice that Anne and Chris Pratt, Anne and Andy are basically wearing the same shirt? They're both in these kind of purpley, lavendery flannels.
I didn't clock that. No,
I'm sure they didn't do that on purpose, but
yeah.
So she's trying to figure out who she kissed, and the shoe shine stand looks really great. I noticed there were a lot more candy bars and medicines and stuff on the shelf, so I feel like it's growing. And he really wanted to. I love. We have an F word bleep. He wanted to screw her up and let her dangle about who she kissed or whatever. I'm just gonna let you dangle until I reveal that it was not me.
Yeah, he totally gives it away.
Fuck.
Anne almost seems disappointed.
Interesting hot take. I did not get that. Interesting.
Yeah, it could be that, or she's just
annoyed that she can't figure it out.
or it's different than when she's asked other people, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true. She could just be relieved, or would have been relieved if it was someone she'd already kissed before or something.
True. Yeah, it could be that. Disappointment was another one that I thought, and then the other one I thought was just the awkwardness.
Yeah.
Because it is someone she's kissed before.
Yeah. Yep. lots of options. That's true. But it was not him. And now I am at the scene where Tom is at the snake hole and we meet Lucy for the first time.
Yeah, by far the best person for Tom.
Oh my God. This scene made my heart soar. I love this so much. I love the banter back and forth. She's like, so he's settling his bill and she says he had 47 drinks, 10 Cosmos, 8 Smirnoff Ices, and everything else pomegranate. And she like joshes with him and says, was it your bachelorette?
Yeah.
I love that. And this is where we talked about too, where a little bit of the real Tom comes out. It's like Aziz popped in real fast, like we talked about in Telethon, where Chris Pratt kind of showed up when Sewage Joe was there instead of Andy. But yeah, I love this Tom of like, because he's funny and he's joking and he's still being kind of creepy, but more in like a self-deprecating, like I was the one that did this kind of thing, like owning up to it kind of way. Yeah. And that's where I think that, like you said, that's that thing where dudes and girls try to be something that they think the other one is going to want instead of just being themselves. So I was so weirdly happy for him, even though he's been a creep this whole entire time.
Yeah.
Also, did you clock the Tom face that's in the credits?
Yes, the face.
The face, the smiling face. So good. Okay, I do have a little breakdown on Natalie Morales, the one who played Lucy, but did you have any other notes about the scene or any thoughts?
No.
Okay. Cool. So, Natalie Morales is who played Lucy, and she's amazing. I actually really respect her so much. Every interview I've heard her on has been wonderful. She's a writer and a director and an actress. She recently directed this movie called Plan B, and it's where two girls have to go find a Plan B pill, and they drive all over the place, and it's kind of their journey of trying to find this contraceptive, and it really just like, I don't know. I think it just shines a light on reproductive rights and like the state's access to those reproductive rights. But it's these like two young girls and it's really funny as well. So very well done. And then she also just wrote a movie, which I haven't seen yet, called Language Lessons with Mark Duplass, which he's been in a bunch of stuff. He's known for his indie work, but he's been in a bunch of stuff. If you look up a picture of him, you'll know who he is. And they wrote that movie together and they both star in it, and it was released in 2021 and it went to like a bunch of film festivals and stuff, but now it's out on HBO Max, so we're gonna have to watch that. I think it's only an hour and a half, so super easy watch. And yeah, it's about, she's a Spanish teacher teaching Mark Duplass how to speak Spanish, and it's like a virtual, like they're on Zoom teaching her teaching him, so that's a fun idea. So interesting. I'm excited to watch that. Love her. And then fun fact, Gabby Marino has a song on that film's soundtrack, and she's the one that co-wrote the Parks theme song with Vincent Jones, who we've talked to. So I thought that was a nice little tie-in as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And then, like I said, she was in, Grinder with Rob Lowe, but she's also in 90210, BoJack Horseman, Santa Clarita Diet with Drew Barrymore, Dead to Me as well, which, have you seen Dead to Me?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God. I think that you would really like it. It's with Christina Applegate and the gal that was in she's in so many things, but I think recognized her from Legally Blonde. She's the one that gets the perm and she's on the stand. But she's also in Freaks and Geeks and like 800,000 other things. She's amazing. But so yeah, she's in that show, Dead to Me. It's on Netflix. But yeah, she's super cool and she's an activist and all these things. Her agency, by the way, is Creative Artists Agency, much like Rob Lowe and pretty much all the leads or like bigger people. You know, they don't have their agent emails listed anywhere. They just have their publicists, and their publicists are mostly going to be the ones that are saying that they'll pass, which it is what it is. But I did message her on Instagram and she hasn't seen the message yet. So you guys help me tag her and all the things and we'll get her. Because I think that if she did talk to us, like I think she'd be interested just from like what I hear and like the other smaller things that she's done before. So, and how cool she is. But I don't know. So hopefully, but regardless, I love her performance. And yeah, just shout out to Natalie Morales.
I want her to come on when she's the one that predicts the Cubs winning the World Series.
Oh, yeah. Wait, when was that? Which episode is that?
Season 7.
Oh, my God. That's a
Yeah, but she legit, it's 2017, and she says the city's been really excited since the Cubs won the World Series last year. Isn't that fucking nuts?
Wait, but wait. So they hadn't won?
They hadn't won yet because remember, it's 3
'Cause it
years
was
in the future. It came out in 2015,
Oh, I forgot that was supposed to be in
2014.
2000, whatever the hell.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. But wait, wasn't the last season supposed to be like? So the last season was
It was
supposed to be
3
based
years.
in 2017, but it was filmed in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Isn't that cool?
That's so wild. Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Then they won
Okay.
in 2016. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god. Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now I'm at where Andy and Shauna are talking at the shoe shine stand, or like in the city hall, not at the shoe shine stand. They're on the bench, and he tells her he likes a girl already, and they have a long story. Which, honestly, at that point, I was like, you could be talking about Anne or April.
Yeah.
Really, but then like obviously he goes on to explain that it really is April. But her talking head where she's so distressed and discouraged, it's so sad. I can't even land the shoe shine guy.
Yeah, I know. Poor Shauna.
I know, and Andy's just trying to be honest and trying so hard to be responsible and mature. And I just love how direct he is, like with his tone. Like he's being direct, but he's not being an ass. You know what I mean?
think he did a great job here.
I do too.
Both
I do too.
Chris Pratt and Andy.
Yes, I do.
So,
Too.
yeah.
Love it. Now I'm at the bar.
Yes, me too. And we're
So
learning
good.
about Ben's past and why he
Yes!
can relate. And I get where Leslie's coming from. She wants to check with that he's worked in government before, because it's like, don't tell me how to do shit if you don't know what to do.
Right.
So I'm glad she does say that and gives
I
him
am
the chance
too.
to explain.
Yeah, because it's very infuriating when someone comes in and you don't even know, like they don't even know what to do or like the vibe or any of your history or how, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just like really out of touch and like doesn't even have a conversation with you about it, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I guess, you know, Ben is just like this. I've done this 800,000 times. You're no different. And Leslie just has to prove that like we are different. You know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, we learned that he was Benji Wyatt, which I love, Benji. Yeah. And when he was 18, he was the mayor of his small town of Partridge, Minnesota, and basically destroyed it because he didn't know what he's doing, and he got impeached within 2 months. Jeez. And these, I know, so funny. I think that's brilliant. I really wish, I didn't find anything in my research, but I wonder if that's ever happened, like if like a young mayor just like tanked a town because of being 18 or like young.
Yeah.
But these newspaper articles are so cute. Yeah, it would be. And they definitely ask him. I wrote that they definitely asked him to get pics from when he was younger. And then in my research, I found that the prom pictures are accurate. Those are his actual prom pictures. So if you go back and take a screenshot, that is his prom picture.
I figured.
Yeah.
I figured it was real.
Because it's him.
Yeah.
But
it's
you know,
100% him.
They're so good at doing the CGI or like editing photo booth or Photoshop kind of situation. So I was like, it could be fake, especially since it's kind of like blurry or whatever, but that's a real picture. And then I also looked up because so in one of the articles that they're showing, it's a People Weekly magazine where Janet Reno is on the cover. It's the gal with the glasses.
Uh-huh.
And Benji Wyatt, his name, is in that magazine with a prom photo, and it says boy mayor can't drink but he can lead. I like paused it. I wanted to read what it said. And then an side note, I wanted to just let you know that Janet Reno was the first lady lawyer to be the attorney general from 1993 to 2001, just as a friendly reminder. So that's why she was on the magazine when that happened. So like good on them for researching what year that would have come out and everything.
Yeah.
Of him like being in prom. And then we find out that WOOMPF, there it is the song that he played at the swearing in ceremony.
Which is hilarious because that's the name of her pregnancy test brand, Womb.
Whoa,
there it is.
Oh my God. I love
nice
that.
Full circle.
So funny. Oh my
With
God.
her triplets that Will Arnett predicted.
Yes, exactly. You got a great oven.
God.
I love that line. It's so awful. But anyway, so then we learn that his life was basically ruined and he wants to be taken seriously now. So he's overcorrected kind of almost, I think.
He makes a great, I agree. He makes a great point to Leslie though too. Because I love her and I love her ambition.
Mm-hmm.
But in any job, I think just being an adult, you have to learn how to let people down and you have to learn to make hard decisions.
Yeah.
Like, you know, not everything's going to go the way you want it to. And I think he does a great job of like, you know, especially here, they're on level playing ground more now. So it's not like he's being a dick about it. He's like, listen, this is going to come up. And I know you want to be working in government, but it's like not going to be as easy as you think it is.
Right. And I agree. And I love that finally it was just a push and pull, because like if she wasn't as a hard ass, then he might not have been like willing to take her to the bar to be on this level ground. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think this is great. But I'm also wondering, like, he said, you want to run for office one day, right? And I'm just glad that, I was like, how did he call that? Because I'm glad that he said it, but I was like, you don't know her.
Yeah. I mean, she does have that determination. I feel like you can, Yeah,
you could surmise that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I think that also each person has their different way that they're going to approach it, because I feel like Ben's is more like harsh almost, and Leslie's might not be, like you said, as harsh enough, you know? So it's fine. Right. It's all about balance. But I do love this joshing around moment when they're like making fun of, or she's making fun of him, and then she throws in her credit card and says, whoop, there it is. Like, oh no, Mr. Mayor, please let me.
Please let me.
Then we've got April having a bad moment. Really interesting. She's like kind of groaning, and Ron's like super struggling with how to comfort her.
But he does a great job, because she knows.
Yes.
She knows where his intention is.
100%. April knows that this is his way of communicating, which was so nice that they understood each other. You know what I mean? Because I think that she would do the same thing. If Ron was struggling, she wouldn't know what to say or do. So she just like gently touches him. And then now we're at the Chris's office. They're waiting outside for the meeting, for the budget meeting. And we learn that there's a flashback of last night, and we learn that Anne makes out with Chris. That's who she made out with. Mm-hmm. And I love this flashback that they have when he's like really listening to her, like figuring stuff out. He's like so... like paying attention to what she's saying, even though she's so drunk. At this karaoke scene, okay, I don't know if you got this, but this karaoke scene reminded me of when she's singing in Phyllis's wedding as Karen.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, 100%. How does she sing in every show that she's in?
Right?
And both probably are drunkenly. You know what I mean? Maybe not as drunk in Phyllis's wedding, but still.
Yeah, but still.
She's singing Highway to the Danger Zone, by the way. And then Chris is like,
how has she not noticed her phone is gone? Right! Is my question. Sorry. I jumped in up ahead like 10 seconds.
No, No, that was my next note. You gave me your phone. What?
Oh, did I give you my phone number? No, you gave me your phone. It's literally been at least 12 hours.
Right.
Like, and I'm sorry. I'm not a big phone person either. Like I can go hours without touching it, but like that's how I wake up in the morning.
Oh yeah. Like,
I don't know how you made it through this
especially
morning.
the night after being drunk and stuff, you look at your phone, or like, for a while you don't want to look at your phone because you're like, oh God, I can't live with my drunk self and what she did. But then you look throughout the day. Oh my God. Yeah.
She left the house without it.
Yeah, totally. I guess still though, I was going to say back in 2010, it maybe wasn't like another attachment to your body like it is now, but it's still, anyway, good call. Also, I was going to say Chris is being so adult here when like Anne is so out of it in the flashback, or not adult, but you know what I mean? Like she's like very interesting and like mature and gentlemanly, I suppose you could say, like where she's like, okay, he says, let's get you in a cab. And she's like, boo. I
love it so much.
I wanted to tell you, I read that Anne and Chris's relationship was actually a late addition to the script because they wanted to better connect Rob Lowe to the cast. Like it wasn't part of the original script because critics said that they immediately could see a tie between Leslie and Ben because they had to like work together and like figure out how they were going to like not, butt heads or whatever, but they couldn't really figure out how to keep Chris, or like not even keep him, but like how to connect him to the story a little bit more. They were just like, oh, so he's just, is he just an extra character? Is he a guest star? Right. And so that's why they kind of added in this romantic moment in the story.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Definitely.
I have hot takes about their relationship for later when we get into it.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'm almost done, so I feel like we can talk about the hot takes in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Anyway, so then this suggested plan reduces this overall budget by 35%. Ben is all smiley. He's very proud of her, and like what a change in demeanor he has.
Amazing
Oh my
what happens when you don't clap back at her and
literally
tell her it's not your fault.
when you have a fucking conversation and not interrupt her. Oh my God,
Yeah.
men. Anyway,
Why is Anne here?
why is Anne here?
And you know I say this out of love because I am Anne. But
No,
what the fuck?
why is she here? Especially like she's not doesn't even go into the waiting room. Is she just
No.
there for moral support? I guess.
I don't know. Why is she going in? Like, she didn't go in the meeting. Why are you there?
It's so funny to me. I think obviously it sets it up like as far as the juxtaposition between like Leslie and Ron with Chris and Anne. Like there was no other way that you could have Leslie and Ron overhear that.
Right.
I feel, but I mean,
Or why else would Anne run into Chris?
right. But still, like, why is she there?
Yeah, still weird.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Anne is not a nurse. She's not a nurse. She's there like, no, I'm kidding. I know she is. Obviously, we see scenes with her,
Right.
but she's a part-time nurse. I see,
Yeah.
like already. But
Or
anyway, okay.
She works like 3/12s or something.
Yeah, maybe she works night shifts, and then instead of sleeping, she comes to the parks department.
Gosh.
Oh
What
my
a sad
God.
time.
So now we learn a sad moment here that the government will be shut down until further notice because of how bad the investigation of the government spending has shown to be.
Which this doesn't clock for me because the people leaving beforehand don't look like they just got bad news.
Yeah, good call. But maybe they didn't have to cut as much. I don't know. But
But they're
still,
shutting the
said
government down.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe they're looking at it as like, I get time off work.
Right. Yeah,
know.
maybe they don't care as much as Leslie. Maybe they're
Yeah.
just like, oh, well. Maybe they're like Ron leaving.
Yeah, Ron's happy.
Ron's so happy. Because again, as much as I hate that he's happy about this, his little smile is so cute.
Yeah.
And the camera zooms in. It's so funny. Oh, I meant to say, because you know how Shauna Hagen, the camera operator, had a really good relationship with Ron or Nick Offerman, like as far as like them catching each other's glances. I thought it was really interesting because I remember Shauna saying that she had a really great time watching Anne or Rashida Jones like not get the straw. Like they would keep laughing because it was
That's
all
right.
in the bloopers. Oh my God, it's so funny. So I don't know how many times she did that because I feel like in the bloopers they show at least 2 times of her like breaking. So
Yeah, that'd be great. I would
but
love
yeah,
to see
so
that.
it's sad.
Yeah.
I love this. What did she say? She says something along the line of
I'm
I
sorry,
just
can
heard
you
circus
repeat that?
music.
Because there's just really loud circus music that started playing in my head.
Yes. So sad. Well, so now we don't really know what's going to happen, and it kind of just ends on a cliffhanger, which I think was their
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And this tag is now. Are you at the tag?
I am, yeah.
Okay. So this tag is now Andy singing his song he wrote for April called November.
Mm-hmm. He's got his possum newspaper clipping up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, he added that. I thought that was so cute. He added that like the episode after the possum, like right as
Yeah.
soon as it happened. He just
That's the first
clipped it
time I
up.
clocked it that clearly, though.
Yeah. I love seeing it. It's so cute. And then because November is such a beautiful song, I thought that we should listen to it real fast.
Yes.
November, you're so beautiful. November, you're so serene. Walk among your clouds and see that you and me were meant to be. November, your bangs are cute. November, your voice is a flute. November, let's pretend the sky's for us. Let's spread our wings and fly on a date. I wanna go on a date with you, November. That song is about April.
That line at the end is perfect.
It is so So good. Perfect way to end it. Couple things about this song. It includes the line, "Let's spread our wings and fly on a date," which is a reference to Woman of the Year, where Andy explained every song he writes includes either the lyric "spread your wings and fly" or "you deserve to be a champion." And Mike sure wrote these lyrics, by the way.
Aww,
so he wrote November, and he said it was especially challenging working one of those phrases into a love song.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love your voice as a flute. I think it's perfect.
It's great. I have that one written down specifically because I loved it.
Oh my God. Okay, well, what are your where's one hot take of the Chris and Ann relationship?
They both could have done better.
I was expecting something way more spelled out than that.
No, sorry. That's pretty general, but I'll talk about it
No.
as we go.
I'm not saying that at all. I was just flipped the script in my head. Yeah, they both could have done better. There's a lot of layered things going on, especially when they first start to date. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. And
so we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But what were you going to say? And what?
I was just going to say, and when they get back together later, it almost seems forced.
I think so too, a little bit. I think it comes out of nowhere.
Maybe my opinion isn't as crazy as I thought.
No, I don't think it is. Well, especially, and again, we'll get there when we get there, but there's that one episode where she's talking about having a baby, and adopting a baby and stuff, or not adopting, having her sperm donor or whatever the hell. And, but literally the episode before that, she was talking about how she can't be with Diane's kids. She's like, "I'm weird with kids," and I'm like, what is this? It was just a weird non-consistency moment, and I'm just
right.
And then randomly Chris and her get together. I get why they got together because of the baby, and they started to have feelings for each other, but it definitely didn't feel natural.
Yeah, it was more
in my
we know
opinion.
these two actors are leaving.
Right. Right.
Sorry,
Yes.
not sorry.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that later. So if you guys disagree with us, don't hate us, but it is what it is. So
yeah.
Anyways, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you hanging in with us, and that was so necessary because the master plan had so many great little tidbits, and we had to go on rants about Rob Lowe and Adam Scott. So, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
If you haven't rated or reviewed us yet, we would really appreciate that. You can do that on Apple Podcasts. You can also rate on Spotify, which I did not know that you can do, but you can't write a review on Spotify. You can just rate. So you can do the 5 or maybe it's 4 stars on Spotify, but whatever the most amount of stars is what you need to do.
That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, Apple Podcasts, we would love to see the review. That would be great. Thank you so much to those of you who have already done that. So we will see you next time for Freddy's Spaghetti. That will be really exciting.
Yay.
And we just hope that you have a wonderful week and are trying to, just take it day by day because it's really hard out here. I just feel like everyone's stressed and just kind of figuring, maybe not stressed, but just kind of figuring out how to be in the public again, and also COVID surging again. I had COVID. And it was my symptoms were very mild, which thank God for vaccines and boosting and all that, because it really just felt like allergies. It's that time of season though, where everybody it's is it allergies? Is it COVID? Is it both? Is it both? So
you're good now?
Yeah, I'm good now. I don't have any symptoms now, but it was very tiring and very depressing.
Yeah, that's typically how it goes, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it just was stupid. So. Just praying for everybody and hoping that everybody's doing well, and we're here with you, so hopefully we can provide you some laughter and some enjoyment in your brief week. So yeah, anyways, well, we hope you have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
There's a park and some pals, and there's also therapy too.